What does it actually cost for you to live in Macon, Georgia? All of the websites have all of the different data, and I'm sick and tired of it. You can literally go to 6 different websites and get 6 different numbers. In today's day and age with AI, I don't even know how it calculates numbers. Stuff from Zillow is different from Realtor.com. Realtor.com is different from Redfin. Redfin's different from Trulia. Trulia is different from Niche.com, and all of these websites. But the cool thing for you is I'm a realtor. I live here in the local area, and I actually have access to real numbers due to the sales. And in this video, I'm going to go over all of the cost of living, and not just the average price of the home, but electric and all of those other things that are important to you and your family. Because if you clicked on this video, you most likely want to know what it would be like to live in Macon, Georgia, and you are playing it smart. You are strategically coming together, punching the numbers, and figuring out, is this a good move for me and my family? Or maybe you are already local and you just want to be able to go to a city that's tax rate in the local area is down year after year for the last 5 years in a row. But that's later in this video. Let's go and take a look at this, because the exact same money that would buy you a house in Atlanta would actually buy you 2 here in Macon. And I'm gonna show you how. I'm actually gonna run you through a couple of calculators and nerd out on some data here real quick, because when you actually look at them online, it's just embarrassing because none of them agree at all. So Best Places says it's 23.7% below the national. Redfin says 5% below. Salary.com says 11% below. And ERI says Macon is actually 6% more expensive. It's the same city. How do we have like a 8% split? It's ridiculous. But the truth about Macon is a house here, when we look at the averages, costs half of that of a normal home here in the United States. But how do we get to that number? Because Zillow says the average house in Macon is $155,000, while Realtor.com says $240,000. I don't know about you, that's like $85,000 split. How?
I don't know.
I can't trust him. But the cool thing is, me being a realtor, I have access to the MLS. So if I look at the recent statistics, the average house that's selling, let's just go to selling, because anybody can put a house out on the market and put whatever they price or whatever price they want. But if it doesn't sell, it doesn't matter. Houses worth 2 things, in my opinion: what a buyer's willing to pay and what a bank's willing to loan. Because if you don't get an offer that actually gets funded by a bank or cash, your house isn't worth anything. I mean, you can think it's worth something. You know, you can get an appraisal, you can do all that kind of stuff. But until you sell, that cash is not liquid to you. It's just sitting in the equity of your home. But again, $198,000 to $232,000 is where the majority of all homes, we put some brackets around this thing, the majority of all homes are selling, right? $198,000 to $232,000, make it easy, we can just say it's about $220,000. Now, if we look at the statistics for the United States, we're sitting at $370,000. So that same 3-bed, 2-bath, it's actually pretty nice if you buy a $220,000 house, 3-bed, 2-bath in Macon, depending on the area. Compared to a 3-bed, 2-bath, $370,000 home average in the United States, getting the same home, $150,000 less. Not a bad deal. And if we pull the data from this morning, the average interest rate right now, according to Fannie Mae, is 6.47%. It's like up and down. There's a lot of stuff going on overseas. I know personally, VA home loans getting a little bit less on those rates, so it just depends. But for the sake of this video, we're just gonna use the average 6.47%. We're gonna put 20% down, okay, on a $200,000 house. And after all said and done, your mortgage payment's gonna sit right at $1,000. Now, with the average home price in Atlanta, you're gonna have to end up spending on the same size home, $1,900 per month, literally double the price, give or take $100. And yeah, saving $900 a month, not a bad gig, but this is one thing that a lot of people don't realize, and it's taxes. Georgia dropped its income tax to a flat 4.99% for 2026 with no city or county income tax on top. In Bibb County, which is here, the city of Macon, if you look at Bibb County as a whole, Macon fills up the entirety of Bibb County. And they have cut their millage rate year after year for the last 5 years. It's in the 9s. That's down over 50% since 2021. Where else are you finding stuff like that? You don't see taxes decreasing year after year. But guess where you do find it? Macon, Georgia. But hey, I'd be lying to you if everything is just sunshine and rainbows when it comes down to cost of living, because let's actually talk about the stuff that you're gonna buy on a daily basis, and it's not any cheaper. It actually sits right at the national average. And that's power bills and groceries. Those are still going to be right at the national average. So as of today, eggs are $4.12 and milk is $4.55. In your summer power bill, it's real. Flint Energies loves to buy and build beautiful new buildings and have beautiful electric F-150s, and my power bill keeps getting up. And yes, I'm salty. Is that the reason the power bill goes up? No, but I just know that a brand new big old facility and all these fancy trucks, I'm assuming that I'm paying that through an increased power bill. Power bill, you're probably not going to get away from $200 a month in the summer. Okay, you're gonna have to run your AC from May to September. If you don't, I mean, it's like it cooks outside. Average temperature in July is 92 degrees, 75% humidity. And last week, it was even hotter. We had a day where it was like 97. I was playing pickleball because I'm in a pickleball league. Shout out Warner Robins Pickleball Association. Leagues on Monday nights. I know they have more leagues than that, but it was hot. It was really hot. But to kind of wrap that up, we have a lot cheaper housing over here in Macon, but national average on other things, that's the compromise. And over time, when you pull the data and you look at your budget and you line itemize everything, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into a house, okay? You have principal, interest, taxes, insurance, right? That's called your mortgage payment, PITI. And then you're gonna have stuff like electric, you're gonna have water, and you're gonna have, you're gonna pay like $17 a month for trash. At least that's how much I pay for trash. And then if you all the other little stuff, okay? Think about this. Think about this for a second. You have a cell phone bill, okay? You're gonna put food in your refrigerator. You are going to have to buy cleaning supplies for your home. You are going to have to put gas in your car. You're gonna have to buy a car because there's no real public transportation here in the local area. There's a couple buses, but I wouldn't bank anything on that. It's not a major city. You're not gonna have that much transportation. You're gonna have to pay for gas to put in that vehicle. You're gonna have routine maintenance, okay? Do you ever wanna go out to eat? Family vacations, all of that, okay? It's a lot of stuff going on. Instead of boring you in this video and listing all of those numbers one by one, I actually made a little PDF for you in the description below this video that breaks down all of that for the average home here in Macon, Georgia. And we talk about salaries and how much that you need to make, be able to live comfortably and all that good stuff. Shout out Dave Ramsey. I agree with some of his stuff. I don't agree with all the stuff. Dave Ramsey, they make $300 million a year over at Ramsey Studios or Ramsey Solutions. And I don't make $300 million a year, so take advice from people who are where you want to be. Do I want to make that kind of money every year? No, I'm a realtor. I won't ever make that kind of money. But he has good financial advice. So with inspiration from him and the local numbers, you get a free PDF by this guy named Luke. Hey, that's me if we haven't met each other before. I'm a realtor, run the Living in Middle Georgia team. I make videos like this to be able to help you relocate to our local area. So I relocated here back in 2020 after the military, and I make videos about things that I wish I would have known, and also just all the cool stuff about our area. It's actually pretty cool. I never thought I'd live here. Now I love it. But again, PDFs in the description below for you, all those numbers. You're welcome. But before you click on that PDF, we got to finish things out because you came here to look at the cost of living, but this is the one statistic that actually matters. And if you don't look at this, it doesn't really matter at all, okay? All the stuff that I just talked about, throw it out the window. All the index, all that kind of stuff. We need to talk about salary versus the actual cost of housing, because if you don't make enough money, it doesn't matter how cheap the housing is if you can't afford it. The median household income here in Macon, Georgia is $48,000 to $54,000 per year, right? Like I was saying, $200,000 house, $220,000, okay? It's about 1/4. Now, when we look at the national statistics, young couples that are trying to purchase a house, they need 70% of their income to just go towards a down payment versus over here, 1/4 of their income is the total price of the house. And do you know what that means? The normal paycheck here will actually allow you to get into a home when you apply for a mortgage, compared to the average $370,000 that a lot of people struggle with here in the United States. But I'm gonna give you a little secret, okay? I know you clicked on this talking about cost of living, but I'd be doing you a disservice, okay? On my website, I actually have a thing called jobs. I think it's underneath guides. It's all of the people here in the local area that are actually hiring. There are so many new high-end jobs that are coming here, including on Robins Air Force Base. There's a 600,000 square foot facility coming to Forsyth, which is the city that touches on the north part of Macon. Over 500 jobs there with AI, aerospace. It's going to be a data center. There's AI jobs over there. There's a lot of new industry here in the local area. The hospitals continue to grow. Healthcare is growing, like I was talking about. Education's growing. Manufacturing, distribution. There's a lot of new stuff going on. So my advice, okay, to really increase your income, lower your cost of living, increased lifestyle mean you can actually take more vacations. You can go out and eat all the nice tasty food that Macon has to offer. With Macon being the central part of Georgia, you're an hour and 20 minutes south of Atlanta Airport. You can fly anywhere you want. You can go south to Florida and you can go to the beaches. You can go to Savannah. It's just such a nice centralized location. And if you can get a job that pays $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year and have that same cost of living, you're gonna be able to put more money into savings. You're gonna be able to take more trips. You're gonna be able to do those things. But hey, if Macon's on the list of places that you wanna live, cost of living is just one step along that journey. And that's why I made you a relocation guide. It's in the description of this video and it'll help you actually go through the numbers, know the local areas, and actually tell you a little bit more about some of the cities that surround Macon in case a different area would be better for your lifestyle. Down in Houston County, it's a lot of families. Macon has a lot of young professionals that's up and coming. And there's a lot of cities, like for example, Byron, that's where I live, 6,000 population. I back up to a peach orchard. It's peaceful, yet I can still drive places. I hope you found value in this video. If there's anything that I can do, make sure you reach out to me, 478-888-7808. I'm a real human being. You can actually call me. We can have a conversation. It would be an honor to be able to serve you and your family with your real estate needs. And again, all that stuff's in the description below. Be sure to subscribe. And here is a video you should definitely check out because YouTube thinks that you would like it.